Welcome back to another Blueprint video. I'm Ghost, and in today's video, I'll be covering a double Invis Town Hall 15 ring base. So without further ado guys, let's dive into it. Alright, and our first replay of the day, the defense we can hope to take. So this one is going to be none other than the Super Archer blimp with the Titans and Super Archer, it seems to be. So, as I kind of mentioned, people are going to have a few options with this blimp, and it does seem like he's going to take the same exact blimp I kind of had predicted. Although, he is going to invest this Warden ability just to ensure that this blimp makes it, in which it does. So now, this Blizz, or I think it's Super Archers? Yeah, Super Archers, and I see a Super Wizard right there. It is going to deal against the, for this core Town Hall. As you can see there, this Scatter does take a shot off. And once that Invis does go off, you saw troops went here, went back here, went this way. It all kind of split in 3 different directions. And now this one lonely or couple archers are shooting at the Town Hall. And it does actually manage to get the Town Hall. But as you can see there, it does leave up these defenses here with the other Invis. So now he's having to manage and get those exterior defenses because this Invis is actually going to recharge back up. So he is going to, however, send his smash on this 9 o'clock portion side of the base and gets his wall breaker there to try to push this smash in. As you can see, that Warden is still alive, which is a great thing for attackers because using the Warden on a blimp and to actually manage and keep it alive to go with your phase 2 of attack, it's always good to have that happening. So unfortunately, I'm not sure why he doesn't use his wall breaker to get into the expo, but either way, the queen wouldn't have gone it because the queen would have gone around because of that. Again, that invisibility spell going off kind of made those key defenses invis. So now you can see here, these troops are going to have to backtrack for the expos, and that expo does stay up to actually pinpoint and kill this main push, which is the queen and the titans. But unfortunately for him, everything kind of went outside and never went inside because of the wall structure and the wall breaking not being able to open anywhere. It does pushes his troops out and go all the way around. And now again, as I kind of mentioned, ending on those 4 heroes and of course the monolith and multi, even with the Sarge getting the Town Hall, it is going to always be a little difficult because you're already losing the Warden, and not having that Warden or this other Invis going down from the Super Archer blimp makes it very difficult to manage through the rest of the attack without the Warden ability. So yeah, defense number 1 right there, again with the Super Archer blimp. And now let's move on to the next defense. Alright, and we are here with the second replay of the day. Now this is going to be the Yeti Super Wiz spam. Now this army, I'm used to actually seeing Super Archers along with the Yetis and of course the Quadquake, but this guy is actually going to take it with the double jump, which he uses immediately with that Warden and the King and Queen. So he does have his RC, I believe, that's there, that's over the top of the King. As you can see, both of those Invis go off and makes the King RC switch and split. So again, the Invis plays a pretty nice role here because the Queen ability gets used, the King is already used, and it is all stuck in the core with it. And with all those giant bombs, double Ice Golem CC coming out, and of course with the archers, it is going to make this push very difficult to get the entire core out of the way. So as you can see here, Super Wiz, I believe that's Yetis. It looked like he had more Super Wiz inside of that CC, which does not get to clear these interior core of that base. So he is using another freeze to kind of get this P.E.K.K.A. So it was double P.E.K.K.As inside of that CC that is not going to be able to clear this core because again, like I said, it being stuck on the Ice Golems and then having to deal with those core defenses, it is going to be tricky for him to manage and to take down. So now, without having the RC, without having his heroes up, and just these little troops around the base, it is unfortunately going to fall short here by a lot of percentages because again, using everything at the start with this strat, you kind of, it's just literally spamming and then getting as far as you can with this Quake or with that jump in this case like it is for this guy. So good defense for us. But now let's move to those air hits that we were talking about earlier. And here is the third replay where it is going to highlight the Hydra. Now his heroes are a little short. His King and Queen RC is not max, but either way, it is a max Hydra here. And like I said, he is going to take the approach of going against the sweeper, which is this sweeper right there. And of course, if things goes this way, it will get locked onto both sweepers actually. So again, he is nonetheless starting the Hydra there with the good Warden ability because it does cover all of those drags, those Dragon Rider, and of course the Balloon. So he did actually bring a double poison, one for those Archer RC, and the other one is going to be used on that Queen. But as you can see, with the first invisibility spell going off, it does keep those Dragon away from that Town Hall. And as you can see, right when this second Invis goes off, it does make everything go around this Town Hall and never get pat towards it, because with this sweeper again that actually pushed those drags, it pushed them all to go around the base and not in the base. So he does hang on to this blimp, however, but he did lose his RC super early because he wanted to take this air defense. So he thought these drags could potentially go inwards, but unfortunately that was a bad call, and he is not going to get much value with that in a world champion there. So nonetheless, the Queen is going in. However, she does immediately get locked on by this ground expo, and he still does have this blimp to get the Town Hall to go for the 2. He could send it now because that Invis is still recharging and there's not much damage that could take this blimp, but he is still hanging on to it. His King is still working to grab this percent. I think at this point he was hesitating because you can see he already switched to a wall breaker. Oh, he used the wall breaker at the bottom of the base, and unfortunately this invisibility spell does recharge, and that does mean that this wall breaker, whatever's inside of it, is going to face issues taking the Town Hall down just because of that invisibility. Because had he just used that blimp initially, he probably would have just gotten the 2-star and just walked away with those extra trophies. But unfortunately, as you can see, those Yetis do walk out, and those Yeti Mites are not going to take down the Town Hall. And sadly, this guy is going to fall with that 1-star because of that. So fortunate for the guy, but let's move to the very next replay. And we are here with the last replay of the day. Now, as I mentioned, we did see one air hit going against the sweeper. Now the second one, we will be able to take a look and see how this guy does it behind the sweepers. So as you can see, he initially started off with that zap there on that bottom left side. Now he is going to spam the top left. As you can see, 24 balloons. So it does look like he's relying on these balloons to clear a good chunk of the base for these drags to go in. So I do presume he wants to use the double clone for these balloons to kind of get them to clear as much defense as possible. But again, like I said, with the Invis being able to clear both expos, the scatter, it is going to prevent these balloons to being able to clean as much as they can, because it's leaving all of those core defenses up. As you can see, Archer came out, the E-Drags are on the Town Hall with those balloons, and the Ice Golems are out, which will stall all of this core air spam. As you can see, everything just fizzles out immediately. The log launcher, unfortunately, don't think that was a necessary usage, because I presume he wanted to be able to take down those Invis or trigger them super early. But as you can see, everything got killed before those log launcher was able to trip any of that. As you can see, both of those heroes went on that right hand side. He did use his RC with this push, and like I said from the beginning, having to deal with 4 heroes, the monolith, the motif with the heroes, it is going to be way too difficult. As here, the CFC was still standing, which indicates that had he actually used less loons, more air troops, he probably would have had to deal with the CC anyways, with those heroes having to be used on that side. But either way, whatever approach it would be from this side or that side, it would have ended on that monolith. And of course, that whole Tesla and 4 heroes just make it even more harder for any air spams going into the Eagle direction. So again, a really nice defense for us, and we'll take those any day. And that's a wrap on today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Now, I will link the base link down below in the comments, so make sure you guys go check that out and let me know if that does well for you guys. If you liked the video, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up and subscribe for even more. But until then guys, I'll catch you all in the very next one. Ghost out.